2, 1, go shoot! 3, 2, 1, go shoot! 3, 2, 1, go shoot!
Get on Beybladers, Blade Bay X here, and I want to talk a little bit about how I play attack type combos in Beyblade X. What defines an attack type combo? In Beyblade X, it's the bit, and the first one we got with the first release in Beyblade X, BX01 Dransword 360 Flat. Flat is really the anchor of this archetype, and we'll use it as the baseline when judging other bits. When I'm selecting the bit for my attack type combos, I think of 4 main characteristics. Number 1. Speed. How fast is this bay going to move when it's in the stadium? Secondly, control. How accurately can I launch with this bit? I think of stamina. How many hits am I going to be able to get out of this combo? And I also think about the combo's extreme dash. How hard is it going to come off the X line? How hard is it going to be able to crit? And how much stamina does it lose for doing an X dash? I'm going to rate each of these 4 attributes out of 5, and I'm going to put our baseline bit flat as a solid 3 on each of them. So with our baseline established, I'm going to go over the 3 different attack bits I recommend for your decks. Now you may be thinking 3 is very few. There are a lot of great attack bits in Beyblade X, but I'm talking about specifically just attack bits right now. I am going to talk about balanced attack bits as well in this video. Now the first bit I'm going to recommend is actually the second attack bit we got in this series, and that is low flat. With low flat, our speed increases from a 3 to a 4 because we get more contact surface area with the stadium. I'm going to drop control from a 3 down to a 2, and that's just because it's harder to learn and get accurate with to begin with. But like I said, this bit's been around for a long time now. Most of us have had the practice we need with it. Now we also drop stamina from a 3 down to a 2 here. It has got okay stamina for an attack bit, but it doesn't compete with like a rush or a low rush. But alongside its speed, where low flat really excels is how it comes off the extreme line and how it hits crits in general. The lower height and the extra speed mean it absolutely demolishes bays and gets underneath and hits ratchets like a madman. At the time of recording this, under flat has also been spoiled, and I'm very excited to try that on some combos. The second bit I'm going to recommend to you is low rush. We drop a little bit of speed here, but that's just because we have less contact surface area with the stadium. However, this bit launches like a dream and is very beginner friendly, so I'm going to buff the stats in control there for sure. We also have fantastic stamina for an attack bit, but I'm going to say it's about the same as flat in general. It's very good, but it could be a little bit better. But it is also very good off of the extreme line. It's not as fast because we have less gears, but we should be able to get a few extreme dashes out of this, and because of the low height, means we're more likely to hit those really nice crits. The third and final attack bit I'm going to recommend to you in this video is rush. Like low rush, we do drop the speed, but we gain that massive buff in control. Launching with rush is very easy and beginner friendly, and it's obvious why it's so popular. It also has the best stamina out of any attack bit. It absolutely destroys most other attack combos in a 1-to-1 for spin finishes. Now the only place where rush is really lacking is on its extreme dashes. Because of that lack of speed, it doesn't come off the X line very fast, and it also has the regular height, so it's less likely to get crits. However, because of its fantastic stamina, it does get a lot of extreme dashes, so you can get great beatdown attacks from it. Now I did mention, other than straightforward attack type bits, there are also balanced attackers which are probably more popular than most attack bits in meta decks right now. Those being level, point, kick and taper. Now all 4 of these, if compared to flat, have incredible stats, so I can highly recommend each of them for your combos. Now we get into more specific reasons why we choose each bit and how it marries up with the ratchets and blades in our combinations. When I pick the blades for my attack type combos in Beyblade X, I think of 3 main things. 1. Blades that can hit hard crits and finish with a quick KO or burst. 2, I think of barrage attack blades, which get in plenty of attacks to beat down my opponent and take their stamina away. And then thirdly, I think of good blades that mix both of these attributes and can win in either way. Examples of good blades for critical hits would be Dran Buster, Phoenix Wing, or Golem Rock. Examples of beatdown blades would be Tyranno Beat and Night Mail. And blades that are a good mix of this would be Aero Pegasus and Scorpion Spear. And finally, we need to pick our ratchet to glue our blade and our bit together. There are only 4 main ratchets I recommend picking for your attack types. This doesn't mean you can't use other ones, and I do use other ones than these as well, but they are for more specific cases. First of all, 960 always goes on my hardest hitting blade. With your hardest hitting combo, you typically want the most burst resistance because it's going to have the heaviest blade and it's going to be traveling the fastest, and the last thing you want is to burst yourself. I would use 360 as a backup for my 960 combos because it has great burst resistance and is also very well balanced, as well as having a little bit more weight. My second recommendation is 760. 760, although being slightly easier to burst, has fantastic weight that it adds to your combo, but also gives your attack type combos much more stamina. You cannot get as aggressive with your tilting because of the downwards protrusions, but it's a fantastic ratchet to use in your attack type combos. My final recommendation is 160. 160 helps add a little bit of crit potential to your blades by off balancing them slightly, but most people use it for its ability to escape from the over or extreme finish pockets. Now I'd like to talk about some launch theory for your attack combos. Being honest, were you able to predict which launch was coming at the start of the video? Did you even know the launches from the beginning of the video? Do you have more mix-ups from those same positions? I think it's very important to get as solid and consistent as possible with just a couple of launches for your competitive decks when you start playing Beyblade X. Starting on the B side with a drop launch and on the X side with a short reverse X. There are, however, a variety of launches you can use as mix-ups or feints from these same positions to make your launches harder to predict and help you counter your opponent's launches without changing positions. From the bottom quarter of the B side, I use the drop launch, the sweeping drop, the 50-50 drop, and the Nick vs X. The drop launch allows me to launch the hardest and stall at the top of the B side for the longest. The sweeping drop allows me to avoid the first attack from my opponent's launch and help ensure I am towards the top of the stadium with the first hit. The 50-50 allows me to get behind an opponent going for a slide drop or a ricochet style launch and get fast attacks off of the X rail. The Nick vs X gives me the best chance at sneaking up behind someone who is really good at slow short reverse X's, or to act as a B-side parry to cut off the top half of the stadium from our opponent. If you're looking to stretch your B-side muscles, try out this little toolkit. False drop for guaranteeing you're at the top of the B-side first. True false drop to dodge your opponent's slide drop attacks and to be at the top of the stadium for the first hit. False 50-50 to either run away or very quickly start extreme dashing. X snipe to quickly KO or burst your opponents who are slide dropping or short reverse Xing from further back on the X side of the stadium. Parries to deflect your opponent's aggressive launches and to interrupt your opponent's short reverse X's. Both the parry and the X snipe can be used to start the beatdown early on your opponent's stamina combos as well. From the X side, use the short reverse X for the longest stall time and the longest travel time. The slide drop is great for getting up to the top of the B side fast from the X side. The ricochet hard punishes people trying to X snipe and catches out combos that land in the center of the stadium early. The slingshot is a counter launch to parries and bad drop launches, so use it with caution. To get consistent with these launches, I use my drill deck, which contains benchmark and time attack exercises to keep me engaged whilst repping out my launch practice. Channel members already have access to these. If you'd like to pick up a set or the launch deck that it accompanies, you can purchase the digital products on either of my online stores linked below. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I really hope it's helped you with your attack type combos. If you want any of the cards or any of the merch you've seen in the video, please go to the description and follow the links. Your support is very, very much appreciated. And a huge shout out to all the channel members, all the Beyblade Bladers out there. Peace!